සරසරටම එකතු වෙන ජය පිටියක්
රටවල් 20ක් අවුරුදු එකහමාරක් වගේ ඇතුළත අභිබවලා ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා. ඒක මම හිතන්නේ පාපන්දු ශේෂ්ත්‍රය අපිට විශාල ජයග්‍රහණයක්. තව මෙතනත් ඉස්සරහට ගිහිල්ලා අපිට ආසියාවේ හොඳම කණ්ඩායම බවට පත් වෙන්න අපි උත්සාහ දරමින් ඉන්නවා.
අපි දිනමු ජය ගමන පෙරට අපි දිනමු
ක්‍රීඩකයන් අතර පාපන්දු ක්‍රීඩාව ජනප්‍රිය කරන්න අපි විශාල උත්සාහයක් ගනිමින් ඉන්නවා.
සරටම එකතු වෙන ජය පිටියක්
අපිට මේ අවුරුද්දේ අපි උත්සාහ ගන්න ඊළඟට අපිට එන දකුණු ආසියානු පාපන්දු තරඟාවලියේ කුසලානය දිනා ගන්න අපි තරඟ කරන්න තමයි අපි සැලසුම් කරන්නේ. අවුරුදු 31කට පස්සේ අපි මේ උත්සාහය ගන්න. මොකද අපි අවුරුදු 31කින් කුසලානය ජයග්‍රහණය කළා නැහැ. ඉතින් ඒ වෙනුවෙන් අපි වැඩසටහන් ගණනාවක් හදලා තියෙනවා.
දිනමු හැම බන්දු පාපන්දු දිනමු 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 නැත වේග නැත වාද රට දිනන තැනට හැමදේම
You are our family and we are your family. This family together we need to take this game forward that the country went through in 2022 in terms of economy, in terms of business, education, Aragalaya, then again we went through a suspension period. So lots of hardship. But one thing we had in common was we were together. Whatever the differences we had in the past or in football, when it come to football, when it come to federation, when it come to governance, we all of us were united together. We fought against the suspension, we fought against the interference, we fought against political involvements, but all 67 we were together. This unity is something that makes us different from all other sports. We have 78 sports I think in the country registered, but we are so much of different. We are different from other sports because when it comes to important matters, national matters, government matters, we are together. This is the only way our game, our country's football can go forward. Sometimes we'll have differences, sometimes we'll have opinions, sometimes we'll have elections. It doesn't matter. We can have our own opinion. You can choose whoever you want. That's different. But when we are together, if you want to protect our game, if you want to take our game, we are one family.
Sam Durant with an opportunity, he finds a pass, here's an opportunity, what a shot! And Leon Ferreira breaks the deadlock for the home side in what was an absolutely beautiful move for Sri Lanka. Sam Durant down this left flank, running into space, squares it, and what an assist! Oh, what a play.
Went through the first 40 to Silva, making a break in the corner. Drives it in the middle, and that's the first goal. It's Raja Mohan.
A two-goal cushion will really put the Chinese Taipei out of this tie. And once again now, De Silva, as we mentioned about that two-goal cushion.
Here's Rosic driving that in. That's the third goal for Sri Lanka. 3 points in all.
the shot from range, and that's been the kind of day. But Kellart makes no mistake to give for Sri Lanka.
චමින්දනීල් ස්ටේන්වල් මෙම පුහුණු පාඨමාලාවේ ප්‍රධාන උපදේශක විදියට කටයුතු කරනවා. ඉතින් මේ පාඨමාලාවේ ගොඩක් අපි කතා කරන්නේ ටෙක්නිකල් ටැක්ටිකල් සම්බන්ධව දේවල්, විශේෂයෙන්ම ග්‍රාස් රූට් වයසේ ළමයටත් යූත් ළමයටත් අපි මොනවද අපි පුහුණුවීම් වලදී ලබා දෙන්න ඕන කියලා. ඉතින් මේක මම විශේෂයෙන්ම මේ කෝස් එක පටන් ගන්න ඕන කියලා ලංකාවට හඳුන්වා දෙන්න ඕන කියලා කල්පනා කරේ. ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ පාපන්දු ඇකඩමි දැන් ගොඩක් බිහි වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේම පාසලට, ඒ වගේම සමාජගත කරන්න. එතකොට මේ ඇකඩමි වල ඉන්න කෝචස්ලා ඒගොල්ලෝ හරහා තමයි මේ දැනුම ග්‍රාස් රූට් ළමයට යන්නේ. විශාල සංඛ්‍යාවක් ඇකඩමි වල පුහුණුවීම් ලබනවා. නමුත් මම හිතනවා මේ කෝචස්ලාට මේ නොලෙජ් එක යන්න ඕනේ. ඒ නිසා මේ පාඨමාලාව ඔබ හදාරනවා කියන්නේ පුහුණුකරුවෙක් විදිහට රටේ අනාගතේ මීට වැඩිය හොඳ තැනකට අපේ රටේ ක්‍රීඩකයන්ව ගෙනියන්න පුළුවන්. බොහොම ස්තුතියි.
මම හර්ෂිනී මදුෂානි ගම්පහ තක්ෂිලා විද්‍යාලයෙන්. ඇත්තට මම හිතන්නේ ගොඩාක් අත්දැකීම් ගත්තා. අපි බොහොම පිරිසක් මේත් එක්ක එකතු වුණා. සියලුම දෙනා මම හිතනවා ගොඩාක් පාපන්දු හැකියාව කුසලතා වර්ධනය කරන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා A to Z කියලා දෙනවා. ඒක ඇත්තටම වටිනවා. සීලයිසන් කෝස් එක එහා ගිහිල්ලා මේ ප්‍රායෝගික ප්‍රැක්ටිකල් පුහුණුවීම් ගොඩාක් අපිට ලැබලා දුන්නා. ඒ තුලින් මම හිතනවා රටේ අනාගතයට මේක හරියට ක්‍රියාවට නැන්නුවොත් රටේ අනාගතේ හොඳ පාපන්දු ක්‍රීඩකයන් බිහි කරීමේ හැකියාව අපි සියලු දෙනාටම තියෙනවා. සියලු දෙනාටම මම ආරාධනා කරනවා මේ පුහුණුවීම්ගේ වලින් ගන්න පුළුවන් උපරිම ප්‍රතිඵල අරගෙන රටේ අනාගත දක්ෂ පාපන්දු ක්‍රීඩකයන් බිහි කරමු කියලා.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். நான் டிலக்ஷன் நொதர்ன் பிரவின்ஸ் மன்னாரில் இருந்து வந்திருக்கிறேன். கிராஸ் ரூட் கோச்சிங் கோர்ஸுக்கு வந்திருக்கிறேன். இது உண்மையிலே ஒரு பிரியோசனமான பயனுள்ள ஒரு கோர்ஸ். ஸ்கூல் கோச்சர்ஸ், பிடி டீச்சர்ஸ், ஃபுட்பாலில் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இருக்கிற எல்லாருமே கட்டாயம் இந்த கோர்ஸஸை நீங்கள் ஃபாலோ பண்ணணும். லாங்குவேஜ் பிரச்சனை இங்கே இல்லை. கட்டாயம் இந்த கோர்ஸை நீங்கள் எல்லோரும் ஃபாலோ பண்ணுங்கள். இது ஒரு வெளிவான கோர்ஸ். இதற்கால ஒரு ஃப்யூச்சர் உங்களை ஃபுட்பாலில் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இருக்கிறவங்களை வளர்க்குறதுக்கு ஒரு பிரியோசனமான கோர்ஸாக அமையும்.
is Reginald Eroshin. I love this game because this is something that everyone should love in Sri Lanka, not just in Sri Lanka. If you see, if you take the international grounds, everyone loves football. I thought I want to do this professionally, and when I was looking into it in the academy itself, I was introduced to Football Federation Sri Lanka, and I was announced that there is a course that you can do from the beginning itself, from grassroots to D license, C license, A license, and every other license that is capable of me coaching for even local and international football teams. If you are interested, if you are a player, and if you are looking forward to do something about this sport for the international or the local market, where students can learn football, where you would love to teach about football, this would be the perfect course. If you want to start somewhere, grassroots coaching sessions will be the first fundamental stuff where you can learn a lot of things that even most of mainstream players doesn't know. So if you love the game, play the game, or learn it and teach it.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Sugadasa Stadium. It's game number 3 in week 2. Renown SC taking on Defenders FC in a high stakes encounter in this coaching afternoon sun in Colombo. Two unbeaten sides, Renown coming off of a victory in their first fixture against Ratnam, and Defenders, on the other hand, coming off of a tame draw against Colombo FC. As I welcome my co-commentator Bilal to the combox. Good afternoon, Bilal.
A very good afternoon indeed, Atif. It's a hot day in Colombo as per usual. 31 degrees, 73% of humidity, and a wind speed, a very slight breeze that is almost unnoticeable.
Definitely, it's always good to have a slight wind blowing across this beautiful Sugatadasa Stadium. It's obviously scorching hot out here as we look at the points table so far. Seahawks are leading the pack. Yesterday had a superb outing against Ratnam, defeating them 7-0. Colombo FC, they registered their first win as well early this week. And Upcountry Lions obviously had a thumping outing against Blue Star, scoring 9 goals. Renown FC will be taking center stage today against Defenders FC in a couple of minutes of time. Then the defending champions sitting on the 5th place currently after a superb win against Blue Eagles. And it will boost their confidence as well. Then Defenders FC, Blue Eagles, New Youngs, Red Star and Ratnam yet to show what they're capable of, Bilal.
Definitely yesterday's match, scoring 7 goals, the Seahawks almost threatening that opening record from the Upcountry Lions in that first week. And here are the results of the matches we've had so far. Blue Star and Blue Eagles. Blue Star coming off with a thumping victory, 3-1. Colombo FC versus New Youngs. Colombo FC actually scoring 3 against New Youngs and keeping a clean sheet there. Seahawks 7-0 is what the scorecard read yesterday, and what a game that was. Tremendous attacking performance by the Seahawks and brilliant on defense as well. And today we'll be having Renown SC taking on Defenders FC, and that might be a bit of a one-sided match also, Atif, because depending on the team that Defenders FC will have to put on today, because I was informed that the Defenders FC A team is in tour abroad in India. So it will be interesting to see their squad depth here today. Of course, Renown coming off of a win, you can't write off Defenders FC, of course. We are yet to see their squad depth, but it will be an interesting game nevertheless.
Definitely. The A team playing in India in the Durand Cup, the oldest competition in the footballing competition in Asia, and will be having the Defenders assistant coach downstairs with present for a few words.
දැන් අපිත් එක්ක සම්බන්ධ වෙලා සිටිනවා ඩිෆෙන්ඩර්ස් කණ්ඩායමේ සහාය පුහුණුකරු දුනිල් පෙරේරා. දුනිල්, අද තරඟයට කොහොමද සූදානම සහ කණ්ඩායමේ තත්ත්වය ගැන චුට්ටක් කියවනවා.
අපේ කණ්ඩායම දුරන් කප් කුසලානට ඉන්දියා ගිහලා දිනවා. ඉතින් අපි අලුත් කණ්ඩායමක් තමයි ඉදිරිපත් කරන්නේ. ඉතින් අපේ හොඳ කණ්ඩායමක් ස්ක්වොඩ් එකක් ඉන්නවා. පළවෙනි තරඟෙත් අපි සම කරා. ඉතින් අපි ඊළඟ අද දින තරඟේ අපි ජයග්‍රහණය කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා.
ටීම් එකේ වෙනස්කම් සහ මේ තරඟයට මොනවද ප්ලෑන්ස් කියන්නේ?
අපේ නවක ක්‍රීඩකයන් තමයි අත්‍තරම ඉන්නේ. ඉතින් එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් ප්ලේස්ලා ඉන්නවා. ඉතින් අපි අලුත් කණ්ඩායමක් ඇටියට අලුත් දෙයක් කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි, සුබ පතනවා අද තරඟයට.
ඕකේ, බොහොම ස්තුතියි.
That was Defenders FC assistant coach for you. Obviously optimistic about his chances for this evening, even though the A team or the starting team is touring in India, playing the Durand Cup. This is the Defenders FC just minutes ago with their warm-up routines. And Defenders are playing their first game in the Durand Cup against Jamshedpur, faced a 5-0 defeat just a couple of days back, and next up they'll face Delhi FC in their second game. So superb opportunity, Bilal, for a premier team in Sri Lanka to tour in and play in one of the biggest club tournaments in Asia.
Definitely, Atif, and a good opportunity for the youngsters here today to show their impact as well. But before the start of the match, we'll be going downstairs for the interview from the Defenders FC captain today.
ඩිෆෙන්ඩර්ස් කණ්ඩායමේ නායකයා මදුෂාන් ඩිසිල්වා. මදුෂාන් අද දෙවනි තරඟයට මුණ දෙන්නේ කොහොමද අද තරඟයට ප්‍රෙපරේෂන්ස් එම කණ්ඩායම?
අපි පළවෙනි තරඟය ඇත්තටම අපි දිනින්න කියලා අපි ආවේ. පළවෙනි තරඟය අපි ඩ්‍රෝ වුණා. දෙවෙනි තරඟය ඇත්තටම අපි අනිවාර්යෙන් දිනනවා කියන මානසික මට්ටමේ අපේ කණ්ඩායම ඉන්නවා. අපිට අපේ හොඳ ක්‍රීඩකයෝ 5-6 දෙනෙක් අපේ නෑ. ඒගොල්ලෝ ඔක්කොම රට ඉන්දියා ගිහිල්ලා ඉන්නේ ඩුරාන් කප් එකට. අපි මේ ඉන්න ප්ලේස් ලකින් අපි කොහොමද ජයග්‍රහණය කරගෙන යනවා මේක.
ටීම් එකේ මොනවා හරි වෙනස්කම් අලුත් ප්ලේයර්ස්ලා ඉන්ක්ලූඩ් වෙලා ඉන්නවද?
අපේ කණ්ඩායමට මේ රෙනවුන් මැච් එකට අලුතින් ගොඩක් ප්ලේයර්ස්ලා යූස් කරලා තින්නේ. මොකද අපේ පරණ එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් ප්ලේයර්ස්ලා ඔක්කොම රට ගිහිල්ලා ඉන්නේ. ඒ හින්දා අලුත් පොඩි ප්ලේයර්ස්ලා ටිකක් තමයි ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි මදුෂාන්. සුබපතන වාද තරඟයට.
Thank you.
That was Madhushan De Silva, Defenders skipper. And
Madhushan De Silva will also be quite positive today. Like we did mention before, a good opportunity for these youngsters to show what they're capable of in this biggest stage for Sri Lankan football. And they'll be going against Renown SC as well, a team that has been quite good throughout the Sri Lankan footballing history and will be coming looking for a dominant victory in this game as well, because they've seen their counterparts do well. They've seen Seahawks win 7-0. They've seen Upcountry Lions win 9-1. So they'll want to make sure that they win this game quite convincingly as well and put out a standout performance against Defenders FC team that seems to be a bit new, a bit inexperienced, I would say. And with that, we'll be heading downstairs for the interview with the Renown's coach, Fazlur Rahman.
අපි සමග දැන් සම්බන්ධ වෙලා ඉන්නවා රෙනවුන් කණ්ඩායමේ පුහුණුකරු ෆසුල් රහමාන් අද තරඟයට කොහොමද කණ්ඩායමේ සූදානම සහ කණ්ඩායම කොහොමද ප්ලේයර්ස්ලාගේ
ෆස්ට් මැච් එකේ අපි චුට්ටක් අඩුපාඩු ඔක්කොම අදාගෙන සෙකන්ඩ් මැච් එකේ අපි ශ්‍රී කරන්නේ ආමි ටීම් එක. ආමි ටීම් කියන්නේ ඔක්කොම වඩා දන්නවා චුට්ටක් ෆෝසර්ස් කියන්නේ චුට්ටක් අපිට ටෆ් මැච් එකක්. අපේ ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ ටෆ් එකට අපි ඔක්කොම සූදානම් වෙලා ඉන්නේ. අපේ ෆොරින් ප්ලේ කෙනෙක් අද උදේ ආවා. එයාත් ඉන්නවා බට් එයා අද ෆස්ට් ලෝන් එකේ ජොයින් වෙන්නේ. අනිත් අපේ යං ප්ලේයර්ස්ලාත් කැප්ටන් ටීම් එක ලීඩ් කරගෙන හොඳ ටීම් එකක් ඉන්නවා. බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන හොඳ මැච් එකක් ශ්‍රී ලංකාවට.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි.
that was Fazlur Rahman, head coach for Renown SC, talking about Renown SC. Bilal, one of their mainstays, Aman Faizer, the former Hamid Al Hussein player there. He the number 8 on your screen, Aman Faizer. He'll be one of the players to watch out in this game. Loads of international, national experience and overseas club experience as well for Aman Faizer, playing his off-season in Maldives. So, lot to look out for from Aman Faizer. Captained the Sri Lanka futsal team as well in the SAF championships. So, a whole lot of expectations up on his shoulders, Bilal.
Most definitely, Atif, and the teams will be coming out now. But before that, we'll be having the interview from the Renown's captain downstairs.
අපි සමග ඉන්නවා රෙනවුන් කණ්ඩායමේ නායකයා මොහමඩ් රිස්නි. අද මෙම තරඟාවලියේ දෙවනි තරඟයට කොහොමද කණ්ඩායමේ සූදානම?
අපි ප්‍රෙපරේෂන් හොඳට කරලා තියෙනවා. කෝච් කියපු දේ ඔක්කොම අපි ඉන්ෂාල්ලා බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එකේ කරන්න.
කණ්ඩායමේ ප්‍රථම තරඟයට වඩා අද මොනවද වෙනස්කම් සහ අලුත් ප්ලේයර්ස්ලා කොහොමද කණ්ඩායමට එකතු වෙලා ඉන්නේ?
නයිජීරියන් ප්ලේයර් කෙනෙක් ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නවා අපේ ටීම් එකට. අද තමයි මං හිතන විදියට ෆෙස් මැච් එක යාට chance එක ලැබෙයිද කියලා කෝච් දෙන්න.
අනිත් ප්ලේයර්ස්ලාගෙන් ලෝකල් ප්ලේයර්ස්ලාගේ මොනවා හරි වෙනස්කම්?
සේම් ටීම් එක තමයි. ලෝකල් ප්ලේයර්ස්ලා එදා මැච් එක ගාපු ඔක්කොම ඉන්නවා ටීම් එකේ. ෆෙස් 11 කෝච් ඩිසයිඩ් කරන්නේ. So බලමු මොනවද.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි රිස්නි. සුබපතනවා අද තරඟයට.
Thank you very much.
That was Mohammad Rizni, Renown SC skipper. And just minutes away from kickoff as the Defenders FC will be taking on Renown in week 2. Defenders will be looking to register their first win of this campaign, while Renown will be looking to extend their unbeaten streak. Referees for the day Chatura Maduranga, Sampath Lenagunawardana, Chamalka Ridmal, and the fourth official will be Asif Askar.
Asif Askar himself, quite a talented bowler there, who will be involved in this game today as the fourth official. Something I do like about this Renown team, Atif, is the way they have worked towards improving their grassroots football from the academy level, and even when it comes to women's football, getting those young girls involved in the game, giving them plenty of opportunities, overseas exposure as well in such a young age. That is something that is brilliant of a club to do, and brilliant of a club to invest as well. So it will be interesting to see how many of those players in the future come through that academy system as well.
Definitely, and that's one of the reasons they are surviving in the top flight for this long, Bilal. They have been playing top flight football for as far as I remember, and investing in their players for the likes of Muhammad Aman Faiza. Aman Faiza has been a loyal servant for Renown. For as far as I know, he has been playing since his academy days, Aman Faiza, and treating their players, looking after them is a good sign of a good club, and that's what they should do in investing in the local stocks without relying on foreign exposure. As we see on the team sheet itself, there's only one foreign player named in the team lineup. That shows how good of a team is Renown without the foreign talent. They don't require any foreign talent. It's fielding their local players is enough for them to get good results.
Most definitely, Atif. And here the rundown of the match officials once again. Chatura Maduranga, who will be looking after proceedings from the middle of the pitch, and he will be helped in the sidelines by Sampath Lenagunawardana, Shamalka Ridmal, and Asif Askar, like we did mention, the fourth official for today. Defenders FC, one final huddle in their yellow jerseys, starting from the left side of the ground, while Renown on their right side, from the right side of the ground, on their wearing their blue jerseys. And here's the rundown of the starting 11 for today. Starting off for Defenders FC will be Sivakumar Dilukshan, Abdin Fayaz, Chamira Mendis, Madhushan De Silva, Chatura Udaya Kirti, Mohammad Adif, Sahan Hirushika, Sonal Apsara, Chaturanga Pereira, Mohammad Afnaz, and Udara Soisa, while they will be coached by Sadln Pereira.
And here's the run-on lineup. Mohammad Hassan, Mohammad Rizni the skipper, Mohammad Mushfir, Farik Ahmad, Aman Faiz, Mohammad Sahil, Abdullah Rashid, Mohammad Mujib, Abdullah Taf Ahmad, the only foreign player, Kamil Hakim, and Nadim Hamad will be making up the lineup for Renown FC.
And the stage set here at the Sugadasa Stadium in Colombo for the kickoff. It will be Defenders FC who will be starting proceedings here. Will be interesting to see how the coach manages with this team and their formation on the ball.
Definitely Fazlur Rahman carrying heaps of experience under his belt and he'll be expecting his troops to get the win against the defenders today. Defenders, as Bilal mentioned before, fielding their second string side because of the ongoing Durand Cup in India. And we are underway here at the Sukadadasa Stadium as the defenders kick things off from the left to right of your screens. Rizni. Mohammad Aman Faizer in the midfield will be a vital cog for Renown going forward, and we're playing the whole 90 minutes. He'll link the defense and the attack for Renown, and his presence in the midfield will be very, very vital as defenders knocking on the door in the early passages of this Week 2 encounter.
Of course, in that previous game as well for Renown, it was Farik Ahmed and Aman Faizer in that midfield. It was Farik Ahmed and Aman Faizer in that midfield who bossed that game for them, made sure they were in that game and made those precise defining passes as well. And early on, slight stumble for Renown as defenders almost got a break away here. Here's Renown now looking silky on the ball there. The number 10, Mohammad Shahil, tall lad. He'll be playing on the left wing for Renown, and he'll be seeing a lot of that ball whenever Renown are on the attack. Here's Renown now on that right flank this time.
Lobbed in, and awkward bit of goalkeeping from the defender's goalkeeper, Sahan Hiroshika. He'll probably have some jitters and butterflies in his stomach. Starting this game for Defenders FC. It's always a huge job for the man between the sticks. For the time being, defenders like to sit back and defend without trying anything fancy. Not the best of starts for either of the sides, but with the time progresses, I'm pretty sure both these sides will gather some momentum and coordination with their players. It's just the second week of this Super League campaign. Yes, we have seen some massive score lines, but yet the teams are to gather momentum. Here's defenders, well positioned by Mohammad Mushfir.
Both teams still looks like they're just testing the waters out here. Looking to string together some passes in this opening quarter of the game. Shamira Mendes, the forward you see there on your screen. They'll want him to be on his A game today.
To wind up things in week 2, we'll have Upcountry Lions taking on Red Star. Yet again, Upcountry Lions facing a team from the Kalutara region. And Red Star didn't have the best of outings in week 1 as well. Upcountry Lions, after that thumping win, Bilal, they'll be hoping to pounce on their momentum they gained in week number 1. And Red Star, after that loss against Seahawks, they'll have to look and work on what went wrong, and it's a huge game for both the sides, Bilal.
Can't agree with you more, Atif. Red Star, of course, coming into that game with a 1-0 loss against Seahawks. A lot of pressure on the captain, who will play on the defense for the Red Stars. Tall, big lad, who had a brilliant game against the Seahawks previously. They just allowed 1 goal to hit the back of that net there and get the better of them. Early on here, looks like Mohammad Mushfir is walking away with an injury, at least for the moment. He'll be looked after by the medical staff there. Hopefully we'll be able to come back. Play resumes here. Here's Shahil on the wing once again.
Not the most prettiest football on display at the moment, but nonetheless, both the teams are trying really hard to breach the defenses, but they are not helping their causes. But here's the defenders with a throw-in.
Long throw in there by the defenders. Ball still available for both these sides. Finally falls at the feet of the defenders' defense. And here's the cross in, early opportunity. Brilliant cross in there by Madhushan De Silva, the captain. And once again, floated in, but just a little too much that time. That'll trickle out of play. That's exactly what the defenders will be looking to do. They'll have to keep knocking at that door, hoping that Renown will make a crucial mistake that will lead to a goal, and they'll want to keep attacking and build some of that momentum, build some of that confidence. And here's an opportunity now early on. Will it be Renown who will open the scoring? And it will be Renown who will open the scoring here into the 7th minute of the game. It's Abdul Fattah Ahmed who will open the scoring. Brilliant bit of awareness as well. He stayed behind that defensive line of the defenders and he made a scathing run there. Made that run and just ever so slightly notched that ball, rolled that ball into the net, defeating the keeper.
Definitely a superb run, a well-timed run, breaking the shackles against the run of play. And one man down on the field. Renown SC breaking the deadlock. Abdul Fattah Ahmed, absolutely brilliant strikers play that was, Bilal.
And pressure now on the defenders early on. This wouldn't be the ideal scenario with what they'd want to start with. Another cross into the box there. Defenders keep going at it. Here's the captain once again, Madhushan De Silva, looking for that left corner, top left corner of the goal there. Madhushan De Silva will look to keep on attacking here. It seems like they're not perturbed by the goal that had just gone through. That's exactly what we want to see from a team as well. We've seen far too often in a game where once that goal goes in, they just subconsciously change their game just a little bit, get more on the defensive foot also. But they are continuing the same way they have played so far in these opening few minutes. And that's a good sign for the defenders, to not let that goal just break the little momentum that they've created for themselves.
Here's another look of that beautiful finish by Ahmed. Top bottom right corner. And that's 1-0 for Renown SC as they are restored to 11 men. Again, Mushfir Ahmed, after some medical attention, he's back on the field. And as you mentioned, Bilal, defenders, they did not drop their shoulders, showing that fighting spirit. They are in the forces for a reason, the defenders, SPC, and they'll be looking to equalize things as soon as possible. Here's an opportunity for defenders. All these men are trained to fight against the odds, and they'll be surely showing they won't drop their shoulders anytime soon, Bilal.
That mental fortitude coming to the fore here. There have been plenty of shots by the defenders so far, but none on target as of yet.
They have created chances from the wing using the width of the pitch, but none of those crosses have been accurate and finding their number 9s or 10s in the box. But going forward, the accuracy of the crosses will, if they be good, if the accuracy is becoming good, then it will come into good for the defenders.
Looking to throw into the box once again, this time thwarted by the Renown defense. Sivakumar Dilukshan looking for a huge clearance. Will find a blue jersey instead. Good little pass to Mohammad Shahil there. And Renown stringing together some meaningful passes here. And Renown on the attack, this time on the right wing. Just not able to time that run there. Renown still in possession, in dangerous territory here. Here's the goal scorer. Ball lobbed in. Something the ref will look at, but it did seem like a regulation collision there. Not too much malice on it. Goalkeeper for defenders doing quite well to get to that ball. Sahan Hiroshika. And play will restart through the boot of Abdeen Fayaz. Captain fighting for the ball there. Quick restart here from the throw-in.
Renown on the midfield, up on their toes. Rizni winning back the ball in a flash. This is a lazy bit of football from Rizni, giving away the ball. Here's defenders. Opportunity for defenders. Will the cross come in? And that's a corner in favor of Renown. Good bit of football from defenders. Good presence of mind. Pressing it high and hard. No room whatsoever for Renown.
Almost thought Mohammad Adif there would just cut back. He went for that shot, and good bit of defense by Renown there as well, committing the entire body to block that. Here's an attacking set piece opportunity. Abdin to be Chamira Mendis on the ball. Chamira Mendis with the cross. Renown have managed to keep possession of the ball. Wayward pass at the foot of Chamira Mendis, but that will be a clear offside there. Just a little lapse in concentration, but those are the moments that defenders should actually look to capitalize on. The pressure was on Renown and their defenders, and it's ideal if you don't just let it go away that much easily.
Again, it's Renown on the attack. Mohammad Shahil trying to find Faiza making the run. Again, not the best of touches, but manages to keep possession. Renown on the wing. One touch too many, and throw in favor of Renown FC.
It's been some gritty physical football by both these sides so far. Just a little too much enthusiasm on that one there. Mohammad Shahil giving away the foul. Madhushan De Silva so far in these first 15 minutes of the game have led his troops quite well despite conceding that first goal.
Aman Faiza winning the battle, but ball goes out of play. Defenders looking for an early equalizer. Long throw in. Rizni doesn't dealt with it very well, but Mohammad Shafir comes in good for Renown. Here's the goal scorer, Ahmed Faiza. Here's Abdel Fattah Ahmad, but now this time clearly is in an offside position. I like what Aman Faiza brings into the fore, Bilal. He brings in that calm composure to the midfield. Why I say it's because all the other midfielders look a bit rusty and they look a bit hurry on the ball. But Faiza, on the other hand, he scans the play. And there you go, Aman Faiza making the run. The vision of Aman Faiza is absolutely brilliant. He reads the game, he scans the game, has all the attributes of a good midfield, Aman Faiza. That's why Abdullah Al-Mutairi always calls him up for the national team, and showing his class, Aman Faiza, in this opening minutes of this encounter. Yes, he might have had only a couple of touches off the ball, but his off-ball play has been absolutely brilliant.
That's something all the teams will value, and even yesterday's game, the Seahawks, they had a talismanic midfielder in terms of the foreigner, David, who did brilliantly, and even today we are seeing Aman Faiza just putting an emphasis on how important it is to have a good midfielder who can just connect that attack and the midfield and feed those balls properly to the attackers so that they can do their job. And it's always invaluable to have one of those midfielders who are as good off the ball as they are on the ball.
Definitely. That's Aman Faiza. And here's Renown.
Renown just slowing things ever so slightly now. Yeah, the defenders slow build up here. Looking to go through that left wing. That through ball just overcooked ever so slightly. The defenders, whenever they are off the ball as well, they've looked to press quite up high. We haven't seen a lot of teams do that. And here's opportunity. The goalkeeper has just missed that clearance away completely, but this time he does well. Almost thought that would be the second goal for Abdul Fattah Ahmed. But brilliant awareness from the goalkeeper to rectify his mistake there. Renown on the charge again. Here's Renown. Too much on that cross. Not the best of clearances, but it will fall to the feet of Chamira Mendes, who will boot it away.
Renown playing a high line of defense, but defenders have not used it in favor of them, but Renown for the time being with the goal, 1 goal advantage, they won't mind playing a high line as well. And on the other hand, defenders, they have not shown any glimpse of scoring a goal. Yes, they have created those opportunities, but that play in the final third haven't been that good from their end. Here's the Renown again, creating the play from the back. Rizney spreading out the play. Pfizer chips it in for the number 10.
Mohammad Shahil almost being a little too complacent there. Good bit of defense from the defenders to put that ball out of play.
Shafir. Beautiful string of passes from Renown. Tiring the defenders, players making them run around. Good bit of control shown by Renown since that opening goal from Abdul Fattah Ahmad.
That's the thing with that high press, isn't it, Atif? It will reap you rewards. It will get you those few intercepted passes, but then again, it's quite hard to sustain, especially in this Colombo weather. It is quite humid. Will be interesting to see how long this young team can sustain it. They have defenders now, back heel pass. They'll be looking for the cross once again. Good bit of clearance. And here's Renown with the counter. Once again, the goalkeeper just coming out of his box. Sahan Hiroshika has done quite well so far, save for that monumental error, of course. Driving in. Will be kicked out of play there.
Chatura Maduranga was in a good position to spot it. Clearly saw there was no any foul committed by the Renown centre half, Mohammad Rizney, the skipper. Now defenders with an opportunity. Again, does really well the Renown centre half, but still defenders again testing the Renown defence. Mohammad Rizney sending the defenders number 15 to the shops. That was Chatura Udayakirti with that challenge, but Rizney cool as a cucumber. Here's Abdul Fattah Ahmad. Shahil lays it off for Nadeem. Renown, good bit of ball control. Ahmad spreads the play.
Renown still in possession. Here's Renown with the cross. Open goal. Opportunity still at Renown's feet. Going for the shot, but defenders doing extremely well there to not concede a second goal. And Renown just not fast enough in getting that ball away. They had ample space, but just took one too many touches. Here's Nadim. Good composure on the ball. Nadim. Shuail on that right wing.
Pfizer spots Abdullah Fateh making the run, and this time around Hiroshika coming off his lines, again making a meal out of it, and Abdul Fatah Ahmad with his acrobatic effort almost scored in the second for the day.
What a goal that would have been if that had gone in, Natif. Looking at that second angle, there wasn't any sort of disturbances from the other defenders as well. Almost an open goal there for the renowned striker. Just couldn't get that direction right. We'll move into our first hydration break for the day.
Definitely, and that was all Aman Faiz. His vision, spotting Abdul Fatah Ahmad making the run and lobbing it over the defense. Beautiful. Aman Faiz has been the standout player for Renown SC, and I mean, out of the lot, and that this is that deadlock breaking goal from Abdul Fatah Ahmad. Super finish and a celebration to match it as well. An elated bunch of players. Here's Aman Faiz had an opportunity to make it 2. In fact, Renown had a couple of opportunities to make it 2-0, but defenders have been very lucky to remain 1 goal down.
Sahan Hiroshika also hasn't been reluctant to just walk out a goal there, walk away from his line and rush that ball. Has worked in his favor quite well a few times here in this opening quarter of the game. Will be interesting to see what that discussion will look like in the defenders' camp. Despite that opening goal scored against them, they've shown a lot of spirit here, the defenders. Whenever they're on the ball, it has been quite positive from them. Playing forward, making sure they don't languish in their half for too long. As the captain for the Renown team was just on your screen, he has brought in a lot of composure to the game today, showing why he's leading from the front.
Fayaz to resume things after the hydration break. The template has been, after the hydration break, is a momentum shift towards any of the teams, and we'll have to wait and see if there will be a momentum shift in favor of defenders as we speak. It was almost an opportunity to find an equalizer for defenders.
Hassan doing well there to rush that ball. Here's Hassan once again booting it into the defender's defensive line. Almost makes a meal of it there. Gives. Does he give a foul away, or does that trickle out of play there?
Free kick in favor of Renown. Cynical foul from the defenders player. Free kick from a good position for Renown here. Farik Ahmad, not the best of deliveries into the box, cooking it a bit too much on that occasion. Fazlur Rahman will be pleased with how things have panned so far in this opening half an hour.
Here's Pfizer. Still tussle for the ball here. Defenders end up with it. Sahan Hiroshika has seen a lot of the ball today for the defenders. Has negotiated most of those quite well. Defenders once again just giving possession away little too easily. Here's Mujib on the ball. Rizni now getting involved in the action. Renown playing in front. Here's Rizni with an opportunity. Just
Abdul Fatah Ahmad was very hesitant if to make the run or not. It was a beautiful play orchestrated by Renown FC, but slight hesitancy. There you go, slight throw of arms as well. Abdul Fatah Ahmad, slight hesitation between Fatah Ahmad and Muhammad Shahil on that left wing. It was a clear-cut opportunity for Renown to make it 2-0. A chance gone begging, I would say.
just made me go speechless as well there, Atif. I didn't know what to say because quite a clear-cut opportunity there and brilliantly done the build-up in that play, and Mohamed Rizni as well making that overlapping run, getting that ball in, and there wasn't too much pace on it either. It was perfect. Here's Nadim now back in the box. Cleared that ball away.
Abdul Fatah Ahmad flying in from Egypt, bringing loads of experience playing in the Egyptian leagues. So far, he has shown immense quality, and he has been brilliant making those forward runs and positioning himself in tight spaces, knowing where the ball exactly would land. There's Ahmad linking up with the midfield. Shahid. Should be a call for offside. Mohammad Shahid was in an offside position.
Once again, the captain making that exact same run. Defenders with the throw-in once again go long. Daris Hoysa. Throw-in for the defenders. Here's the captain. Chasing after that ball was Sonal Apsara. As we reach a little over the half-hour mark in this game, it will be Renown who's one up. Defenders, the frequency of those chances created just a little less now, as Renown has been more dominant with the possession of the ball. Seems like they've found their rhythm and is much more comfortable on that ball as well. Nadim playing in that defense has made a few runs forward also, infusing him into that midfield. Here's the through ball. Here's the striker with an opportunity. Opportunity goes a begging once again for Renown. There was just one player making that forward run, Abdul Fatah Ahmed, with a beautiful pass in. And arguably, Mohammad Shahil could have done just a bit better to get that shot away. Good run, but he was marked quite well by the defense there. And the score still undisturbed at 1-0.
Shahil, not the first time being a bit lethargic off his feet. And nothing to take away from Udara Soiza as well. It was a brilliant tackle, avoiding Mohammad Shahil from making it 2-0. Good signs from Renown, but it's the conversion rate which matters. Farik Ahmed. Superb through ball. Here's Renown. Ahmed.
Abdul Fatah Ahmed still on the ball. Abdul Fatah Ahmed still looking for that pass. This time, little too much on it, and the clearance will be made. Good little tactical awareness from the Renown coach to switch the players on the wing as well. That will be called offside. This time Mujib, who was playing on that right wing there, having switched to the left, and Mohammad Shahil going to the right. It was on this left side that there were more chances created, and Mujib possibly put in there because of his pace and better one-on-one perhaps. I see the replay. Marginal, one would say. Nevertheless, play will resume. Once again, defenders looking for their attackers through those lobbed in through balls, finding none. Here's the captain on the ball.
Mujib. Abdullah Farik Ahmed rather. Here's Shahil back on the left side. Again, not having the best day, Mohammad Shahil.
Just wondering why they didn't persist with that switch there. Here's the captain making some headway, Mohammad Rizni. Soisa once again. Just stopping Renown from going forward. Nadim with ball in hand.
Taken shot. Mohammad Nadim wins the one-on-one battle. Udara Soisa does really well to cut down the cross, and it will be a corner in favor of Renown SC.
Udara Soisa, one of those old school defenders who just will not give up. Here's an opportunity for Renown. Now it will be Mujib making that pass in. Once again, they were looking for Mohammad Shahil. This time Nadim going for goal from long range. And Mujib asks for that ball quickly.
Super save from Hiroshika. Wasn't the easiest save with that deflection, and this time Renown knocking on the door continuously. Here's defenders trying to clear their lines through Fayaz. Fayaz with a beautiful lob ball, finding the number 14, the skipper De Silva. De Silva, ball comes in, Fayaz, and oh my word, Mohammad Adif try to flick it into the back of the net, but Nadeem Mohammed at the right place at the right time. Could have easily been 1-1 heading into the break.
Definitely at the right place at the right time there, Nadeem. I don't believe even he was aware of that ball. Just a nonchalant flick by Fayaz there. And as we approach the dying minutes of this first half, we've seen quite a closely contested game, Atif. In the beginning, I did mention that it might feel a bit one-sided, but I've been proven wrong by this defenders team. Despite sporting their second-tier side, they've been brilliant. Defenders now with an opportunity once again, but ball stolen away from the feet of Mohammad Adif there once again. Long ball into the wing there.
Here's Adif trying to cross it in, but doesn't get the proper purchase off his right boot. A youngster tried to make his mark in the starting 11. Mohammad Adif has been decent in this first half so far for defenders. Here's Rizni. He's been quietly but surely made sure Renown has kept a clean sheet in this first half. Mohammad Rizni has gone under the radar for Renown. He has covered loads and loads of distance in this first half. Rizni. Shafir. Here's Faizer. Links up with Abdullah Fatah Ahmad.
Too much on that by Mujib. Mujib hasn't been making any forward runs there, Atif, which is not typical of a right winger there. You want him to make those explosive runs forward whenever he has had the ball. But so far we've only seen him looking for those through passes or just passing it back. Perhaps that's one point of contention that will be discussed as they go into half-time here.
Fazlur Rahman playing Pep Guardiola style football, probably not allowing the flash wingers to show their showboating, but I mean it might be holding back the likes of Mujib and Mohammad Shahil. They are not used into this kind of a system. They might be used to playing a flashy kind of a football back in the day when they were playing for their schools, but now it's all about the managers' tactics and the system in the modern world. So you'll have to adapt, and you'll have to deserve your minutes on the pitch as well, Bilal.
Definitely, Atif using his wingers in a unorthodox manner, I would say, when it comes to Sri Lankan football. Nadeem calmly pass it on to Farik Ahmed, who makes some headway. Mohammad Shahil now Farik Ahmed once again on the ball. He's looking for Abdul Fattah Ahmed, who just bashes it right into the face of Farik Ahmed there. He'll apologize to his player. It's 4 minutes of added time that we will be having. A little too much on range there. He was looking to lob it over him, but Farik Ahmed, being the tall man, he is just knocked it on his face there. Abdul Fattah Ahmed with an apologetic wave of hands.
That was a nasty blow on his face. Farik Ahmed. Mohammad Hassan. He has not been put into test so far by the defenders of forwards, and they look to test him in the second half if they are to find an equalizer. Fayaz wins it for defenders. Sonal Apsar down the wing. Cross comes in. No damage whatsoever. Slow end to the first half, Bilal. No urgency shown whatsoever from both the sides. Probably fatigue kicking in for all these players with this coaching heat in Colombo.
Definitely, and with that high press that defenders were putting early on, might be feeling the heat just a tad bit here as they approach the closing minutes of half-time. Seeing some tired feet, some tired runs also made. They'll be glad to just get a bit of shade, cool themselves down as halftime approaches. Chaturanga Pereira to start things off. Chaturanga Pereira into the box there. Headed away by Mohammad Shahil, going for the volley. But Miles wavered from where that ends up.
From where we are seated, we thought it would at least test the goalkeeper, since it left Dilukshan's boot, but it was miles off from target. Here's Fayaz. Chips it over, and Hassan comes in to rescue. Tackles flying from everywhere. Bilal, you called for high-intensity football, and here's high-intensity football for you. Here's defenders with an opportunity. Cuts it back, and almost scoring the equalizer. Still ball in contention for defenders.
The captain doing extremely well there. He has been a live wire throughout this first half and coming alive in these dying minutes of the game as well. Perfect lob right across the face of goal. Open goal for the number 7 there, Abdin Fayaz as well. All he had to do was just head it in.
All defenders needed was just a slightest of touches was enough to take it in, but Fayaz did not act accordingly, and Renown still enjoying their 1-goal lead heading into Lemons, and that will be the end of the first half. Renown breaking the deadlock through Abdul Fattah Ahmed early in the first half, courtesy of a brilliant through ball from the skipper Rizni.
Ladies and gentlemen, score at half-time is Renown 1, Defenders 0.
Pretty first half from both these teams. Renown did quite well early on to score that first goal, but since then they've knocked on the door quite a few times, but defenders have held strong quite convincingly as well, Atif. Defenders also on the other hand has been adept with their attacking opportunities, as we will see in these highlights. Just not getting that finishing touch right quite a few times. They made some good crosses, some good passes, and here was that first goal by Abdul Fattah Ahmed that just gave Renown a boost of confidence. But we saw how well the defenders did post that also. The goalkeeper, Sahan Hiroshika, brilliant bit of form shown by him as well. Except for that one mistake, he did so well to stop them from conceding another. Here was that flick, missed opportunity that goes a begging for the defenders. And with that, we'll be moving on to a short commercial break, but do stay tuned as we will be bringing to you live action from the second half.
පාපන්දුව අපිට විශේෂයි. 2023 වෙනකොට අපි හිටියේ පාපන්දු ලෝක ශ්‍රේණිගත කිරීම වල 206 වෙනි ස්ථානයේ. අපි දැන් 187 වෙනි ස්ථානය දක්වා ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා.
සරසරටම එකතු වෙන ජය පිටියක්
රටවල් 20ක් අවුරුදු එකහමාරක් වගේ ඇතුළත අභිබවලා ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා. ඒක මම හිතන්නේ පාපන්දු ශේෂ්ත්‍රය අපිට විශාල ජයග්‍රහණයක්. තව මෙතනත් ඉස්සරහට ගිහිල්ලා අපිට ආසියාවේ හොඳම කණ්ඩායම බවට පත් වෙන්න අපි උත්සාහ දරමින් ඉන්නවා.
අපි දිනමු ජය ගමන පෙරට අපි දිනමු
ක්‍රීඩකයන් අතර පාපන්දු ක්‍රීඩාව ජනප්‍රිය කරන්න අපි විශාල උත්සාහයක් ගනිමින් ඉන්නවා. අපිට මේ අවුරුද්දේ අපි උත්සාහ ගන්නේ ඊළඟට අපිට එන දකුණු ආසියානු පාපන්දු තරඟාවලියේ කුසලානය දිනා ගන්න අපි තරඟ කරන්න තමයි අපි සැලසුම් කරන්නේ. අවුරුදු 31කට පස්සේ අපි මේ උත්සාහය ගන්න. මොකද අපි අවුරුදු 31කින් කුසලානය ජයග්‍රහණය කළා නැහැ. ඉතින් ඒ වෙනුවෙන් අපි වැඩසටහන් ගණනාවක් හදලා තියෙනවා.
බන්දු පාපන්දු දිනමු 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 නැත බේද නැත වාද රට දිනන තැනට හැමදේම
You are our family and we are your family. This family together, we need to take this game forward that the country went through in 2022 in terms of economy, in terms of business, education, Aragalaya. Then again, we went through a suspension period. So lots of hardship. But one thing we had in common was we were together. Whatever the differences we had in the past or in football, when it come to football, when it come to federation, when it come to governance, we all of us were united together. We fought against the suspension. We fought against the interference. We fought against political involvements, but all 67 we were together. This unity is something that makes us different from all other sports. We have 78 sports, I think, in the country registered, but we are so much of different. We are different from other sports because when it comes to important matters, national matters, government matters, we are together. This is the only way our game, our country's football can go forward. Sometimes we'll have differences, sometimes we'll have opinions, sometimes we'll have elections. It doesn't matter. We can have our own opinion. You can choose whoever you want. That's different. But when we are together, if you want to protect our game, if you want to take our game, we are one family.
Sam Durant with an opportunity, he finds a pass, here's an opportunity, what a shot! And Leon Barrera breaks the deadlock for the home side in what was an absolutely beautiful move for Sri Lanka. Sam Durant down this left flank, running into space, squares it, and what an assist!
Oh, what a play.
Went through the first 40 to Silva, making a break in the corner. Drives it in the middle, and that's the first goal.
It's Raja Mohan. A two-goal cushion will really put Chinese Taipei out of this tie. And once again now, De Silva, as we mentioned about that two-goal cushion.
Here's Rosic driving that in. That's the third goal for Sri Lanka. 3 points in all.
With a shot from range, and that's been the kind of day, but Kellett makes no mistake to give for Sri Lanka.
චමින්ද නීල් ස්ටේන්වල් මෙම පුහුණු පාඨමාලාවේ ප්‍රධාන උපදේශක විදියට කටයුතු කරනවා. ඉතින් මේ පාඨමාලාවේ ගොඩක් අපි කතා කරන්නේ ටෙක්නිකල් ටැක්ටිකල් සම්බන්ධව දේවල් විශේෂයෙන්ම ග්‍රාස් රූට් වයසේ ළමයටත් යූත් ළමයටත් අපි මොනවද අපි පුහුණුවීම් වලදී ලබා දෙන්න ඕන කියලා. ඉතින් මේක මම විශේෂයෙන්ම මේ කෝස් එක පටන් ගන්න ඕනේ කියලා ලංකාවට හඳුන්වා දෙන්න ඕනේ කියලා කල්පනා කරේ. ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ පාපන්දු ඇකඩමි දැන් ගොඩක් බිහි වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේම පාසලට ඒ වගේම සමාජගත කරන්න. එතකොට මේ ඇකඩමි වල ඉන්න කෝචස්ලා ඒගොල්ලෝ හරහා තමයි මේ දැනුම ග්‍රාස් රූට් ළමයට යන්නේ. විශාල සංඛ්‍යාවක් ඇකඩමි වල පුහුණුවීම් ලබනවා. නමුත් මම හිතනවා මේ කෝචස්ලාට මේ නොලෙජ් එක යන්න ඕනේ. ඒ නිසා මේ පාඨමාලාව ඔබ හදාරනවා කියන්නේ පුහුණුකරුවෙක් විදිහට රටේ අනාගතේ මීට වැඩිය හොඳ තැනකට අපේ රටේ ක්‍රීඩකයන්ව ගෙනියන්න පුළුවන්. බොහොම ස්තුතියි.
මම හර්ෂිනී මදුෂානි ගම්පහ තක්ෂිලා විද්‍යාලයෙන්. ඇත්තට මම හිතන්නේ ගොඩාක් අත්දැකීම් ගත්තා. අපි බොහොම පිරිසක් මේත් එක්ක එකතු වුණා. සියලුම දෙනා මම හිතනවා ගොඩාක් පාපන්දු හැකියාව කුසලතා වර්ධනය කරන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා A to Z කියලා දෙනවා. ඒක ඇත්තටම වටිනවා. සීලයිසන් කෝස් එක එහා ගිහිල්ලා මේ ප්‍රායෝගික ප්‍රැක්ටිකල් පුහුණුවීම් ගොඩාක් අපිට ලැබලා දුන්නා. ඒ තුලින් මම හිතනවා රටේ අනාගතයට මේක හරියට ක්‍රියාවට නැන්නුවොත් රටේ අනාගතේ හොඳ පාපන්දු ක්‍රීඩකයන් බිහි කරීමේ හැකියාව අපි සියලු දෙනාටම තියෙනවා. සියලු දෙනාටම මම ආරාධනා කරනවා මේ පුහුණුවීම්ගේ වලින් ගන්න පුළුවන් උපරිම ප්‍රතිඵල අරගෙන රටේ අනාගත දක්ෂ පාපන්දු ක්‍රීඩකයන් බිහි කරමු කියලා.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். நான் டிலக்ஷன் நொதர்ன் பிரவின்ஸ் மன்னார்ல இருந்து வந்திருக்கிறேன். கிராஸ் ரூட் கோச்சிங் கோர்ஸுக்கு வந்திருக்கிறேன். இது உண்மையிலே ஒரு பிரியோசனமான பயனுள்ள ஒரு கோர்ஸ். ஸ்கூல் கோச்சர்ஸ், பிடி டீச்சர்ஸ், ஃபுட்பாலில் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இருக்கிற எல்லாருமே கட்டாயம் இந்த கோர்சஸை நீங்கள் ஃபாலோ பண்ணணும். லாங்குவேஜ் பிரச்சனை இங்கே இல்லை. கட்டாயம் இந்த கோர்ஸை நீங்கள் எல்லோரும் ஃபாலோ பண்ணுங்கள். இது ஒரு வெளிவான கோர்ஸ். இதற்கால ஒரு ஃப்யூச்சர் உங்களை ஃபுட்பாலில் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இருக்கிறவங்களை வளர்க்குறதுக்கு ஒரு பிரியோசனமான கோர்ஸாக அமையும்.
Hi, my name is Reginald Eroshin. I love this game because this is something that everyone should love in Sri Lanka, not just in Sri Lanka. If you see, if you take the international grounds, everyone loves football. I thought I want to do this professionally, and when I was looking into it in the academy itself, I was introduced to Football Federation Sri Lanka, and I was announced that there is a course that you can do from the beginning itself, from grassroots to D license, C license, A license, and every other license that is capable of me coaching for even local and international football teams. If you are interested, if you are a player, and if you are looking forward to do something about this sport for the international or the local market, where students can learn football, where you would love to teach about football, this would be the perfect course. If you want to start somewhere, grassroots coaching sessions will be the first fundamental stuff where you can learn a lot of things that even most of mainstream players doesn't know. So if you love the game, play the game, or learn it and teach it.
Welcome back live with the second half's action. Defenders trailing 1-0 against Renown SC in this match 9 in week number 2. Defenders searching for their first win, while Renown will have to defend very well to secure this slender 1-goal lead. And they did ask some questions in the first half as well, but couldn't manage to convert any of those chances. Renown clearly were the better team out of the two, but defenders shouldn't take them any less. They have quite a strong side as well up their ranks. Yes, they might have feel that their second string side, but they did show some immense quality going forward and in defense as well. And Renown this time kicks things off in the second half. Rizney controlled the midfield alongside with Aman Faiza. Faiza lobs it over. Farik this time tries a shot from range. Sensed Hiroshika was out of his lines and sensed an opportunity, but kicks it straight to his hands. Farik Ahmed. Mujib gives it away cheaply. Fayaz falls over, but manages to recover. Sends it straight to Hassan Smith. Again, defenders not clinical enough in any given opportunity. Here's Nadim. Faiza scanning for options. Not the best of passers, but was going to say that the number 12 Abdullah Rashid did well, but too much to do for Abdullah, but referee holds the play with a slight confusion in the middle. Confusion with the ball. It is with the ball changed. We are all set to go, all set to resume. Mujib. Here's Abdullah. Renown like to take their time on the ball. Rizney. Nice intervention from De Silva. De Silva driving it forward. Captain, we captain, but lack of quality coming to haunt defenders FC. Idea was right, but the execution was not there to be.
Going at that pace as well, you just need that good balance in order to get that shot away. That time De Silva not being afforded that luxury, as Rizney was just marking him quite well. Renown, whenever they've been on the ball, they've looked to spread that pitch quite wide and use the entire length of the pitch as well. Once again, going for their wingers. Mohammad Shahil. Shahil once again to Nadim. Nadim looking for that cross, off balance. Will be a tame pass towards the defender.
Light knock, which is enough to take Abdullah down to the ground. Oh. Chatura Udayakirti can call himself one lucky man to not to get booked for that kind of a tackle. Sliding in, studs up on the shin of the opposite player.
It's good to see the supporters come here in droves as well, especially on a weekday. weekday evening at Sugadasa.
That's Arnan Susheka, the physio for Renown SC. He's been around for a while, Arnan Susheka, and he's got magic hands, Bilal.
After a tackle like that, we'll definitely be needing those services.
He's originally from Odisha in India, and he's been residing in Sri Lanka for quite a while now. And play resumes with Rizni with a cheeky free kick.
As the head coach for the defenders, S.A. Pereira, and you have to say, Atif, this squad depth shown by defenders has been simply brilliant. Putting in the second string players onto the fore here, and these players, they've created quite an impact here in this match against Renown. They've made sure that Renown, after that opening goal in those first few minutes, haven't been able to score another, and credit due to the keeper as well, Sahan Hiroshika, who did brilliantly. And they've created opportunity after opportunity to attack. It's just that, like you did mention before, that final third, play in that final third, that hasn't been of the quality that they would have wanted to. But all in all, while there have been teams that have lost 7-0, 9-1 with their first string teams, it's so heartening to see how these defenders have fared well today.
Definitely, and this will make a strong case once the first team is back in the island. Who will start will be a huge question going forward for the Defenders FC, because this kind of performances, you can't put them back on the bench, Bilal. Statement performance from these players, and good to see from your so-called second string to pull off a performance in this caliber.
Always a good headache to have for the coaches when there's a lot of competition internally for those first 11 spots. And Defenders FC, if they can actually keep this squad and just make sure they refine it a tad bit, quite certain they'll be able to put on quite a show in this Super League as well as the upcoming years as well. And word should be given to the captain, Madhushan De Silva, as well today. He has done brilliantly so far in leading his team. Whenever there has been an attack, he has made sure to be in the fray. He has attempted to make those decisive passes that almost gave way to a few chances in the beginning. And once again, there's Sahan Hiroshika coming out of his line, making that clearance.
Farik Ahmed. He has gone unnoticed in his Renown SC midfield. Has quietly but surely made sure he has controlled the midfield alongside with Rizni and Aman Faizer. Good to see young lads putting on good shifts in the midfield for all these clubs. Yesterday we did see Muhammad Kursit, Waranda Pereira, and the other day we did see Muhammad Tilam. Now Aman Faizer and Ahmed Farik Ahmed. They have all of them just left school, and just left school and represented Sri Lanka under 23, then under 20s, bringing in that international experience to this premier domestic campaign is what you love to see from these youngsters, and sharing all the experiences with the other major pros as well. It's a really good side, and I hope the Super League will continue without any stoppages in the future as well, Bilal.
Definitely, Atif. And we saw how in the Champions League, whenever we did take those matches, it would always be the overseas signings that would always shine on the field. But we are seeing in this Super League clear juxtaposition where the local players are as equally good as those overseas signings. Not to say that the overseas signings don't shine. They definitely do bring a lot of quality onto the pitch. But these local players are equally good as well. And we are seeing a substitution in the form of Mohammad Ashat coming on for Renown. And it will be Mohammad Shahil who is taken out. And Mohammad Shahil hasn't had the best of days, Atif. And opportunity for Shahat to make sure that he can show what sort of an impact he can bring when the coach wants him to.
And it has been coming, isn't it, from Fazlur Rahman. It has been an underwhelming performance from Mohammad Shahil on the wing. And had couple of chances, clear-cut chances to score, but not his day, Mohammad Shahil. But there'll be plenty of opportunities going forward in this campaign for Mohammad Shahil for sure. And he did start because he has quality. And just an off day won't write a player off, Bilal, isn't it?
Definitely not. He'll be looking to come back strong in the next game now that his stint in this one is over. You know, when you see a player like Mohammad Shahil that he does have that quality, especially on the ball. His movement feels quite silky, but he just hasn't been able to make those passes, make those runs right, and a few heavy touches also that perhaps put a dent in the confidence of his game. We haven't seen a lot of Abdul Fattah Ahmed in this second half. The defense doing quite well to mark him there. Almost 2 defenders on him at all times. Just not letting him make those movements, make those forward runs. Some mature defending on their part from the beginning of this second half. Just doing enough to disrupt that momentum that they did create in the first half.
Definitely very well said, Bilal. They have looked that they have come out as a unit, as a well-organized defensive unit from what we saw compared to what we saw in the first half. In the first half, they did play a slight high line, but now they are not afraid to sit back and pounce on any opportunities to counter. And but sitting back won't help their cause because they'll have to find an equalizer somehow to get something out of this game. And quality in the final third and the finishing and the conversion rate will play a major role going forward, and they'll have to be very, very clinical in those counter-attacking plays, Bilal. If not, it'll be an easy game for Renown. Just they'll be happy to do what they're doing right now and grab all 3 points.
Defenders, of course, even in that first game, it was a 0-0 draw. So they are yet to score a goal in this Super League. Yes, it's the second match of the game. But if they were able to just score a goal here, that would give them a world of confidence as well, just to sort of break that deadlock. But Renown doing quite well with their defense also to hold on. Here's Mujib. Mujib to Pfizer. Pfizer to his captain, back to Pfizer again. It's Farik Ahmed now. Passes it back. High press once again from those defenders, attackers.
Also, what I like from Renown is most of the touches are taken by the midfielders, and the midfielders they are not afraid to control the game and spread their authority, especially Mohammad Rizni. He does not afraid to go forward whatsoever. And Abdullah Farik Ahmed and Aman Faizer as well. Aman Faizer has absolutely been brilliant. One might say he has not got any touches on the ball, but his vision and the scanning of the pitch supporting Farik Ahmed, he's been really instrumental for this Renown performance they have put in together.
We've reached the 1 hour mark here. The score still 1-0 after that 8th minute goal from Abdul Fattah Ahmed. We are yet to see either team scoring. Here's the new man on the ball, making that run. It's Mohammad Ashat. Here's Mujib. Mujib, will he look for that cross? Mujib just passes it in. And foul goes the way of the defenders, who will restart.
Beats his man. Ball comes in. Cross comes in. Much needed clearance header from the number 66, Nadeem Mohammed. Beg your pardon, it's Abdullah Rashid in the number 12 jumper.
It's the captain Madhushan De Silva once again in the thick of things. Whenever there's been an opportunity anywhere on the ground, he has always been there. Leading by example, the captain Madhushan De Silva. Like you did mention, Atif, we haven't seen the attackers actually get a lot of touches on the ball. It's been a dominant display rather by that midfield, even when the attackers have, like the wings. But this time, here's Abdul Fattah Ahmed. Ball still in contention, but done well by the defenders to clear away. There seems to be another collision once again, and he's once again Abdullah Rashid, or rather Nadeem Ahmed this time, who goes down.
Two fullbacks having a rough time for Renown FC. Both of them going down on either side of the pitch. Sides of the pitch rather.
The medic will make his way towards Nadeem Ahmed.
Renown SC medic has been a busy one throughout this game. We did have Muhammad Mushfir having a blow in the opening minutes, and now this time it's Ahmed Nadeem.
The coach giving some instructions to the captain there. Issei Pereira, of course, will have had his hands full today, making sure these young players make as much of an impact as possible. Good recovery by Renown. Here's the captain. The midfield once again coming alive for Renown. And here's the new man, Ashatin. Abdul Fatah Ahmed surrounded by 3 defenders. Going for the shot. Deflection. Will take the venom out of that shot and fall quite easily for Sahan Hirushika.
Pfizer yet again making the run from the midfield, making himself free in those spaces. Good bit of awareness from Aman Pfizer. Abdul Fatah Ahmed on the other hand bleeding, marching his troops. Bringing all his experience into play, playing in the Egyptian league. Abdul Fatah Ahmed, the difference maker for Renown SC, as Hassan punts it over. Farik Ahmed over the top this time. Ashat, beautiful touch, beautiful control, past his defender. Pfizer making the run.
Sometimes you do have teams that meet attack after attack, and this time once again opportunity, skies it high. Mohammad Ashat, just too much power, no direction, looking for that powerful strike into the top corner, but instead catching the top of his boot, skied high into the air. Defenders come away with another lifeline. They are having a man down.
Farik Ahmed. Referee will rush back towards the player who's down with some discomfort. Muhammad Adif. Looks like he has had a knock on his thigh, I believe, and this time Ahmed Farik showing signs of cramps.
The hydration break comes at a good moment for the defenders, because although they've been absorbing a lot of pressure from Renown, they haven't been able to get that attack going. It has been Renown for most of this second half as of yet. Has been the story for most of the case in the second half. They've been trying to use the width of the pitch, but they've just giving that ball away quite easily. Renown also doing quite well with that press to make sure they recover that ball. The defenders just have to be a bit better if they are to string some passes together and make a comeback in this game, because as of now, although they are not playing like it, they are one goal short, and here's opportunity for Renown. Sahan Hirushika comes off of his line once again, but he can't emulate his previous heroics, and this time it is Mohammad Ashat, the new man on the wing, who gets that second goal for Renown. And this is exactly what we were talking about, because how long can you actually absorb that pressure until you succumb to it? Renown FC, 2 goals up, courtesy of Mohammad Ashad. Brilliant bit of build-up for that as well. The ball was recovered from defenders and then few quick passes. Mohammad Ashad making that run. Sahan Hirushika, like always, making that run forward, but this time Ashad proving to be a little too quick for him.
What a ball that was from Abdul Fatah Ahmad, providing the assist this time. A beautiful weighted pass, right up, falling it right into Asad's feet. Beautiful football from Renown. There you go. Asad doing the rest, putting the cherry on top. And it's 2-0, and it will be a huge mountain to climb for defenders from now on. And Fazlur Rahman's early substitution in the second half has paid dividends for him. The substitute Asad on the score sheet for Renown.
Yeah, the defenders now with an opportunity, Atif. They were so close to countering with that opening goal for themselves.
Again, it's the skipper De Silva in the middle of things for defenders as the players head into the hydration break for the second half.
Well, that's exactly what they've lacked. That finish. That's exactly what the defenders have been looking for. And that's exactly what has eluded them all throughout this game. And now you'll see a bit of frustration in the defenders' camp.
They have done everything well defensively, right, but in the second half, and now it's up for the forwards on the other end of the pitch. They'll have to step up their game and finish those chances that they're creating. Yes, they're creating a very few chances, but they are chances with high XG rates, Bilal. They are very close chances, and they'll have to finish those opportunities. Especially De Silva should be in the correct positions at the right time. Here's another look of that goal. Mohammad Asad, beautiful finish, calm and composed. He did see Hiroshika coming off his lines, but did not panic whatsoever. Top finish from the substitute.
And you have to feel for this defenders team. They've given it their all on the pitch. They've been everywhere. They haven't looked to just laze around at all. Always on the ball, always looking to recover, always running after it. But this Renown team just proving to be a bit more decisive with the ball at their feet, showing a little bit more composure.
Definitely, and Renown, they have not been predictable. They have been very creative with the possession they have got, and especially Aman Faiza. I keep saying Aman Faiza because for me, he's the main orchestrator in the midfield, Bilal. Rizni does the defending work, does the hard yards, but for me, Aman Faiza, he's that creative cog in this Renown midfield, Bilal. Him plus Abdul Fatah Ahmad. Both of them linking will be a dangerous duo going forward.
Can't agree with you more, Atif. I have to agree with the fact that defenders have been a bit predictable. They're always looking to run that ball on their wing once again. They made that same play. The attack has been one-dimensional from the defenders. And Renown having identified that early on, especially after that first hydration break they had, their coach would also have given the defenders a word about it. They made sure to cover those passing lines. Opportunity straight at Sahan Hirushika there, and for a moment A little bit of panic on the defenders' minds. Renown once again smelling blood. They know that 2 goals down, defenders would definitely be on the back foot mentally, if not physically here. Here's Rizny once again doing brilliantly to dispossess the defenders, but giving it away. Going for goal. Ambitious effort there. Trying everything now, the defenders, as they feel the clock ticking towards that 90th minute. Time right now will be a friend to Renown and the enemy of the defenders here. Bit of a cynical challenge there once again. Defenders, perhaps the frustrations also erupting just a little bit. Taken quickly there. Won't threaten Sahan Hiroshika this time. Can't really blame Sahan Hiroshika as well. He has had a decent game, but you can't really expect him to do all of the work for you. And ball given away. Abdul Fattah Ahmed looking for a brace. Sahan Hiroshika, just as we were singing his praises, shows his quality. Abdul Fattah Ahmed should have had a brace for his name and should have had his team 3 goals up. But Hiroshika showing his quality, showing his class, doing extremely well. And once again, the defenders just relying on him again to stop those goals. Here's that opportunity. Should have done better there, Abdul Fattah Ahmed, but Hiroshika as well, making no mistake, diving to his right.
And Ahmad Asat, the substitute, on the rebound, should have done better as well. 2 missed opportunities from the same attack.
Ball flighted in, no one claims it. Renown will have possession.
Here's Pfizer, taken down, and it will be the first yellow card of the day.
Felt like it was coming throughout proceedings. Defenders just getting a bit more physical, bit more frustration showing in those tackles.
Penith Prabhushit, substitute for defenders, going straight away into the books. Pfizer looks like he's in immense amount of pain. Wasn't the prettiest of tackles, but boy, that 2 missed opportunities, you should convert those, Bilal. And the next week, Renown will face New Youngs, where New Youngs have not registered a win yet. They did lose against Colombo FC yesterday, 3-0. And Renown going forward will have to be clinical in front of goal in order to cause major problems.
Yes, they definitely can't get too complacent here. They have to keep going with that attacking instinct. They have to keep, they can't just let their foot off of the pedal. Here's Mujib now. Will be interesting to see how this set piece is taken. They've resorted to a few interesting set piece tactics here, especially when it came to those free kicks. Just letting that ball, kicking that ball through the ground, but this time going for that far post. Sahan Hiroshika once again swatting that ball away. Opportunity. Ashat dispossessed. Will have to make a clearance here. Oh, does brilliantly on the ball. Brilliant ball to his winger as well. 1-on-1. How will he do? Crosses it to the other end.
That was poor. Absolutely poor from De Silva. Being in an offside position in a counter-attack, that is suicidal, Bilal. Lack of awareness, that is, from the defender skipper. You have to go. You have to do better. And as we speak, there's a double substitution. Farid Ahmed and Mohammad Mujib will make way for the number 16, Emmanuel Anaful, and Setuka Hannadige.
With just 10 minutes to go. Just 10 minutes to go. Coach Fazlur Rahman will be giving his players an opportunity to get some minutes under their belt as well. He'll be quite pleased with the way his team has done so far. In a good position. Renown. Here's the new man on the ball, Hannadige. Surrounded by 3 defenders, just gives it away.
There's a substitute. Hannadige. Rizni lays it off to Pfizer. Pfizer with a beautiful ball. 1-2 with Ahmed.
Swarm of defenders there. Latching on to Ahmed, who tried to get past them. Or at least get a pass away. Took a few too many touches there. The way the game began feels like we're leading up to quite a slow finish here. Renown with that opening goal didn't really allow the defenders to get back into the game. They defended. Ooh, an opportunity. Well, caught us all unaware there. Straight into the hands of the keeper, and the ball spilling out as well. Had there been a defender's man there, he could have really changed the complexion of this game in these final few minutes.
Anaful with his fresh legs wins a free kick. Super stuff from the big man. Here's that opportunity.
Being that far out, you don't really expect the defenders to shoot towards goal there. Chaturanga Pereira. Once again, defenders looking for those same channels they have been doing this entire game, and Renown reading it quite well.
Throw in taken quickly. Soisa to De Silva. But reading them like a book again, this Renown defensive unit. Shields the ball. Plays it back safely to the keeper. Hiroshika goes long. Defenders looking desperate for their first goal of the campaign, but nothing seems going their way.
You have to feel for Hiroshika as well, because this scorecard will not be too kind to him. It will ultimately go down as him having conceded 2 goals, the final result, but he has played so brilliantly this entire game. He just hasn't had enough support from his defense, I feel, at certain times.
Chatura Maduranga, the referee, has been a very kind individual in the middle of the park. Just handing just a solitary yellow card. That was Penit Prabhushita, who went into referee's books just minutes ago. And now this time again, a high boot infringement. Nothing shown by referee Prabhudita. Maduranga rather.
Well, Emmanuel Anaful, since he's come on, he has been successful in making quite an impact on defense there. That's exactly what you want from your substitutes as well. Despite having a few minutes to negotiate, giving it your all during those few minutes. That's exactly the sign of a champion side also. Whenever those main players aren't firing, you need to get your substitutes on, especially in a tournament as long as this one. You need to have that squad depth to make sure you are successful.
And a proper opposition tease. There's a good word where you describe that sort of a play, but unfortunately I can't use that word on there. But Anaful doing a super job for Renown FC. Aman Faiza, after a brilliant shift, deserves all the applause. Aman Faiza making his way for Muhammad Akil, and Abdullah Rashid making his way to Christian Anli.
Jersey number 12, Abdullah
Angie
Rashid is replaced by jersey number 28, Christian Ajay. Jersey number
Rizni.
8, Aman Faiza
Here's
is
Hannah Dige.
replaced by jersey number 30, Muhammad Akil.
Good burst of pace shown by Hanna Dige. But Udara Soisa once again showing some determined defense there. Tracking his number down. Here's the new man on the ball, Christian Angie. His first touch of the game coming in the 90th minute. We'll be having a few minutes of added time here, courtesy of those hydration breaks we've had as well. Renown, not in too much hurry, with the ball in their possession now. They'll just want to thwart these defenders making these runs, but good run here. Just unable to keep it in ever so slightly. It's Madhushan De Silva once again playing his heart out on this Sugadadasa pitch, trying everything in his arsenal to make sure they score a goal, but still falling a bit short, and we'll be having 5 minutes of added time here. 5 minutes for the defenders to strike back and perhaps score their first goal as well. It will be a consolation goal in this game, but in the grand scheme of things, they will just be able to get rid of that mental barrier of scoring that first goal of the tournament. In a tournament like this, the first goal is ever so important, just to prove to yourself, if nothing else, that you can actually do that you have got that cohesion right, and if you do that first time, you know you can do it once again. So it will be a huge psychological blow for the defenders as well if Renown keep a clean sheet for themselves today.
Rizni for Renown, and he has Anaful Hannadige. Try to be cute, Abdul Fatah and Anaful, the two foreigners for Renown SC. Defenders are trying their level best to find their first goal of the tournament, as Bilal did mention a couple of minutes ago as well. And here's defenders spreading the play. They do have options in the middle. Cross comes in from De Silva. Fires from range. Wins a corner.
He goes for that volley, but just gets that deflection, and there are a few teams who are yet to score their first goal in this tournament. Red Star being one of them. Having played only one game though, they will play tomorrow. They will want to score against the Upcountry Lions tomorrow. But Ratnam SC and defenders, if they do finish this match at 0 goals, will not have scored a goal yet in this tournament. So some worrying signs, to say the least, having been 2 games in already. However, they'll be hoping that the third one will be the charm as they come back in week 3.
Definitely, and for me the story of the week has been Blue Star Bilal. Their comeback after that thumping defeat against Upcountry Lions in week number 1. After a defeat of that caliber, turning up in week number 2 and winning comprehensively is some achievement, and superb resilient, and that shows why they are the defending champions, the Blue Star.
Well, Atif, in week 1 we did speak about how teams can actually get better as the tournament progresses, and I think we've seen that quite a lot in Blue Star as well as Seahawks as well. Seahawks, in their first game against Red Star, they struggled so much to score that first goal, but in yesterday's game against Ratnam, they were brilliant. Their attacking chemistry was on point, and it brought on a whole new complexion to the game. And these teams making significant strides in just week number 2 itself. So as the tournament does progress, we will be seeing a lot more competition from the other teams as well. And none of these teams, although some of them have won with high margins, in week number 1 and 2 can be complacent because they know the others will be getting better with time.
Definitely. The best example being Germany, how they started the World Cup and how did they end the World Cup. They scored 7 goals against Curaçao in their opening game. Then they end up losing to Paraguay in the round of 32. So football is all about uncertainties and who does well in that particular day. So kudos to all the teams who turned up in week number 2 after not so good week 1. So Blue Star, especially Alexi, their foreign number 9, did manage to score, and that will boost his confidence level as well, because his shoulders were dropped in that first game against Upcountry Lions, and going forward, we will see the best of defenders as well, Bilal. We'll have to see, in fact, to say the least.
And coming in with their experience from the tournament in India as well, they'll be hoping that they can bring those learnings here and play a better brand of football. And meanwhile, in these closing stages of the game, Renown is still attacking. Here's Rizni going for a volley, but will fall safely for Sahan Hiroshika, who just puts it out of play there.
Substitution for defenders.
I have to say, Atif, we have seen a lot of overseas talent in these teams, but we haven't seen a lot of overseas coaches, and that's what Seahawks have had. An opportunity now for Renown, and they will score the third. Brilliantly done by Christian Angie, who just came on and who had his first touch in the game in the 89th minute. He has now come on and scored a goal. And we spoke about substitutes making an impact. And this is exactly the type of play you want to see from your substitutes. Brilliant backheel pass there from the main striker, Abdul Fattah Ahmed, to seal this game. And that will be the final nail on the coffin for the defenders, who have played their heart out today,
By jersey number 28,
but who have just fallen short each time. And that will be the final whistle. And you can see the Renown players bowing down in prostration. And what a game for Renown SC. Once again, maintaining a clean sheet, which they will be quite proud of, as well as winning by 3 goals. They won their opening encounter against Ratnam SC with the same scoreline, 3-0, and they've done it for the second time. Madhushan De Silva and his men, however, can keep their heads high. They gave it their all during the entirety of the match. But Renown SC is just unlocking a bit of quality, courtesy of their midfield as well, who did brilliantly to feed their attackers, make those overlapping runs, and ultimately provide that chance for those decisive finishes as well. So take no credit away from the way Renown has played, but do give your flowers for this defenders team, who have played their hearts out today at the Sugatdasa Stadium. With their main team gone, they were the ones who came into this game as underdogs. There will be no fairy tale ending today. However, it's a long, long tournament ahead, and they'll be looking to make a comeback. And this is the full-time confirmation. Renown FC finishing off 3 goals up. Defenders unable to score any.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sri Lanka football is proud to give the Player of the Match award to the player who has delivered an outstanding performance, demonstrative exceptional skill, determination and the leadership on the field today. And the Player of the Match award goes to jersey number 18 of Renown, Abdul Fattah Ahmed.
Brilliantly done by Renown, and that was that final goal in by Christian Angie, who, like we mentioned before, had his first touch in the 89th or 90th minute, but finished off brilliantly, and that's the impact that those substitutes have to create and what the coaches will be looking for as well. And here's the updated points table. Seahawks FC looking pretty on top, having played 2 games, having won 2, and a pretty convincing win yesterday as well. Renown FC also winning both of their games, will be sitting on the top of their table, whereas Colombo FC on 3rd, having drawn 1, won 1, will have their 3rd place threatened tomorrow when the Upcountry Lions take centre stage against Red Star. So it's shaping out to be a pretty interesting tournament here. Blue Star SC also winning quite convincingly, like you did mention, Atif, in this second game week. How exactly do you see their progress in the following week?
Yes, definitely Blue Star with that win, it will make their fortunes, and a huge momentum shift, a positive momentum shift for Blue Star, that win against Blue Eagles. And touching on tomorrow's game, Bilal, Red Star taking on Upcountry Lions. Upcountry Lions coming off after a superb win, 9-1 thumping win. Like, it was the perfect start for them for the season. And Red Star, most of the football followers did were expecting Red Star to make a difference in the first week, but they did not meet the expectations. Red Star, they did have a good pre-season as well, Red Star, but going down against Seahawks in week number 1 was quite a surprise for the football fans around the island. And tomorrow, Upcountry Lions, star-studded lineup, Bilal, against Red Star. They do have stars, but not quite as Upcountry Lions, so it will be a one-sided affair from what I see and what's on paper. But Red Star, if they manage to make an upset tomorrow, it will be a huge statement going forward.
Well, definitely. The Upcountry Lions, we've spoken about their attack scoring 9-1, but they also did concede that 1 goal. And they did so, some would argue, quite easily as well, a moment of lapse in concentration. So tomorrow, I feel like their defense, if Red Star can actually test their defense, it would be quite an interesting game as well. It did look quite sturdy in that opening match. However, it wasn't tested a lot because all of the spotlight was on the attackers. So if Red Star can actually keep possession of the ball and just test that line of defense, they actually might have a chance of creating an upset. However, Upcountry Lions also do have a second line of defense in terms of their goalkeeper, Kavish, national cap as well. So that'll be another obstacle that they'll have to beat.
Definitely. And a major concerns, the major concern is about Ratnam SC and defenders, alongside with New Young's the bottom 4 teams, Bilal, none of those teams have made an impact. Yes, Red Star has played only one game so far, but Ratnam defenders and New Youngs have not shown any urgency or any sort of authoritative attacking prowess going forward in terms of scoring goals, but they have defended well to minimize the damage, but it's all about scoring goals in football and in order to win games, so they'll have to tune up their attacking prowess going forward.
Definitely will. Was speaking to a few Ratnam SC fans yesterday as well, and they were quite disappointed at the performance they put up. Ratnam SC being a household name in football historically, just almost being a shadow of their former self in these opening 2 games. So they have a host of fans who will want to see their team making a comeback, and in these upcoming weeks they'll be hoping that Ratnam SC can actually get their act together, get a bit more cohesion in their team that will get those guns firing. And we've had 4 games done in week number 2, and we have one more coming up tomorrow. Upcountry Lions taking on Red Star, and keep your eyes peeled out for that one.
You did mention there were lots of eyebrows raised for Ratnam SC's performances, but Blue Star, on the other hand, there were so much of social media backlash towards Blue Star's performance from week 1, but the way they managed to bounce back on week number 2, it shows that yes, it was just an off day for us. We are back on track, and we'll be contending for the title this time around as well. And Ratnam, on the other hand, being the club they have been throughout the years, I'm expecting them Ratnam SC to bounce back just as Blue Star did in week number 2, Bilal.
That's an interesting point you bring about, Atif, in terms of the social media backlash especially. That's something that these teams will have to deal with as well, and it puts the question of how strong they can actually be mentally in order to cancel all of that out and perform on the day and play their best game, cancelling all of that noise around them. I know that some of the school rugby teams especially, they ban their players from actually using social media during the season, specifically because of this, because they don't want their players to get distracted. But when it comes to the Super League, of course, it's all adults, all players who will have built that mental fortitude throughout their schooling career and throughout their club careers as well. So that's an interesting point that you do bring out about how exactly these players can maneuver through these new era, I would say, of social media. And with that, we will be signing off for today. It's me, Bilal Marika, and Atif Siddiq. It's been a pleasure signing off alongside the production team.